All praises to Yahweh Ba'Hasham Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. You'll have saw the title when I'm making this. I'm going to make it be something around along the lines of the truth regarding the world is coming from the most unlikely place. All right, and I'm going to read these scriptures. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble accord. So the people that are going to be speaking the truth regarding the Bible and regarding the matters and world events in general that are going to be speaking the truth are going to be the most unlikely people that would have that knowledge, right? And that's been done deliberately. Let me carry on reading. But God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and the base things of the world and the things which are despised have Yahweh chosen, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence, right? The reason why he's chose the weak things of the world to confound the wise things of the world, and the things that are despised to confound the things that are mighty, is so that when it's found out that who had the truth, the people that are proud can't boast, but the people that are the base can't boast either, because the only thing that they've got is the knowledge of the Lord. But that thing that they have, well, let me get the scriptures. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 7, for who maketh thee to differ from another? And what hast thou that thou didst not receive? Now if thou didst receive it, why dost thou glory as if thou hadst not received it? Because in this world, man, if people think that you're a bum and you ain't got no money to your name, they treat you one way. But then if they see that you've got nice things in your house, if they see that it looks like you got a nice house, or if they see you with some brand new clothes, it might just be a new pair of trainers, that the only reason why you could have got them in the first place is because you got them on sale. Or you might get a new coat and you got the coat on sale, but it's a more expensive brand, but you got it on sale. They don't know that you had to wait for it to be on sale to be able to afford that. But now that you're walking down the street with that, your face ain't changed, but now all of a sudden you're considered handsome. Now all of a sudden you're considered more intelligent. Now all of a sudden when you speak words out your mouth, people are going to want to hear what you've got to say, when before, when you was broke, you would have said the same things. Or when you looked broke, you would have said exactly the same things, man. But this world's fake, man. Right? Sirach chapter 13 and verse 23, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith, they exalt it to the clouds. But if a poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? So if he's poor and you speak, they say, shut up, man. That's what they'll say. They'll say, shut your mouth, man. You need to get a job, rather than talking about this. Or they'll try and turn it towards, you'll be speaking and spitting knowledge, saying all the things that are true. And then they'll ask you about your job or something like that. They want to ask you what you do for a living. Is that going to change what's in the Bible? What any man on earth does for a living? Is that going to change what's written in the Bible? Is it going to change that? No, it's not. But this world will say, yes, it is. So if you got money in your pocket and you say certain things in the Bible, then people are going to be fake and they're going to try and listen to you. But that's the reason why you've got all these people that are running around in this world using the Bible, but they've got money and they've got a bit of charisma, and they're using the Bible to manipulate people, man. And then they're freaking off with all the congregation. They're kidnapping women. They're going around all over the world, R-wording women, man, because people trust in their little accolades that they have rather than what they're actually doing, man. And then everyone always wants to try and call Hebrew Israelites a cult. But when they see these real cults that are doing all their madness, and they've got money to hand out people 32 million in settlements and for the wickedness that they've been doing, like Jehovah's Witnesses, right? They've got their scandals that they've got going on. And then when it comes out, they just try and throw these people money, man. But nobody don't call that a cult, though. But that's got our .org at the end of its website, meaning it's a whole company. It's a whole organization, man. But people will call some men that you can find on the street corner and speak to them. If you're close enough to go to them, you can speak to them and say and ask them questions. But people will call that a cult when they're out in the open to see and to speak to. But the people that are doing all this other stuff, they're always hidden behind the scenes, man, in buildings, hidden, with security and stuff like that, man. But those are the people that the world listens to. Verse 23 again, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. So if they see that a poor man's catching hell, they're going to try and kick him in the ass even further to try and make him even worse off. Whereas if the rich man falls, he's got many helpers. Verse 22, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. So they say, oh yeah, but he's getting money though. Yeah, but you don't understand. The reason why he did that is because he's rich and he wasn't ever shown the right from wrong. When it would make more sense to me that the people that are poorer would have more excuses, because some of the things that they're doing to try and escape out of poverty. But if you're born rich, you ain't got no excuse, because you've got more time available to you to spend on trying to build up a moral code. But this world just full of man, full of shit, man. And that's why when it goes down, man, these people are going to be looking stupid, man, when they really realize who had the truth on the world in general. They're going to be looking stupid. The men are going to be looking stupid. The women that trusted in these men are going to be looking stupid, right? The false prophets are going to be looking stupid. Everyone's going to be looking stupid apart from those men and those women and those men that believed in the words that those men spoke. Everybody else is just going to be looking like an asshole out here, man. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12 and verse 17. For men will not believe that thou art full of power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. In fact, let me go to this. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 and verse 17. For they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what Yahweh and his counsel have decreed of him, and to what end the Lord have set him in safety. These people don't understand that believing in the Lord's got any kind of benefit. They think it's a joke. They're on that talking about that high value man talk, man. And then women talking about there's some alpha female. I'm an alpha female, me. Oh, I would never get rid of my social media for a man. Oh, the things that it all depends. It all depends. Well, basically, technically for me, right? Me personally, yeah. And all that bullshit that they be talking about, man. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 and verse 17. For they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what Yahweh and his counsel have decreed of him, and to what end the Lord have set him in safety. They shall see him and despise him, but God shall laugh them to scorn, and they shall hereafter be a vile carcass and a reproach among the dead for evermore. For he shall rend them and cast them down headlong, that they shall be speechless, and he shall shake them from the foundation, and they shall be utterly laid waste, and be in sorrow, and their memorial shall perish. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquity shall convince them to their face, because they ain't gonna make a question, hang on, why is this guy getting beamed up and I'm not? Because they're gonna rethink back. But he did tell me that though. I did read about it that one time, or I did hear about myself being an Israelite back in the 90s, but I didn't really think nothing of it. I just heard about that one time in a barbershop, and I didn't really think nothing of it after that. I never did any research, even though I'm into the Bible. I never did any research and said, you know what, let me see if that's true. Let me see if there's anything to that. Let me see if there's any truth to that. You know? They just said, oh, maybe we might be, you know. Yeah, maybe we are. But you know, black people though, yeah. That's the kind of way how these people think, man. They'll say they're an Israelite 1 minute, and then they'll say that they're black the next, man. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Let me go back to this again. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 and verse 20. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquity shall convince them to their face. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors, because they're going to be comparing their labor to this person's labor, and they're going to say, well, he was into the Bible heavy, you know. I did always see him studying. He did say that he did say that the Karagma is this. He did say that. They did say we ain't gonna be able to they ain't gonna be able to have no excuse, man, because they was told. They ain't gonna be able to say, oh, I didn't know, or I forgot. Verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. So people saying you need to fix up and get a better job, man. You need to shave that. You need to get a fade. You need to get a shape up, man. That used to be your style. You need to get a shape up, man. Or you need to come kick it at the dance or whatever BS people are into these days, man. Or you need to, man. I think you should go and get that promotion. It's an extra £2.50 an hour. You should get that promotion, man. It's gonna help you out, man. Don't you want to move up in the world? As if they've moved up, really, when they're still in paycheck to paycheck anyway, but they want to put you in the same captivity of being a slave to this society like they are, man. They don't want you to be free. They want to keep you crammed into this world, man. Thinking about this. When you look at this society, you can see that it's crumbling and falling down anyway. What about those people that put all those deposits into SVB Bank? What about them? Did they have jobs? I'm pretty sure they did. And what's happened to their money, man? It's gone. You understand? Their money's gone, man. They ain't getting that back. Verse 3, and they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools account his life madness, and his end to be without honour. And why did they think that? Because you see among yourselves, brethren, not many noble, not many wise, not many mighty are called, but the base things of the world to confound the mighty, the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So of course they're going to think that these people's lives were without honor. It was done deliberately. Yahweh did it deliberately so that they could think that, so that they was forced to think spiritually, but they didn't want to. They was thinking carnally. So if he didn't have 6 figures in his bank account, when only 1% of the world have that anyway, right? That's what people be talking, right? If he wasn't above a certain height, when only a certain percent of the people have that anyway. If he wasn't speaking with a soft sounding voice, yet when you hear about the Lord, it says that his voice was as many waters, so he was loud. But these people are hypocrites, man. And if the Messiah was on the earth right now, they would hate him too. They would hate his guts, man. If the Messiah was on the earth right now, he would be the most hated person in this current society on the earth. They'd try and cancel him, man. They're trying to arrest him. They're trying to cancel him. You think that all these Tates and all that, and all these Kevin Samuels and that people hate him? No. If Yahweh Shai was on the earth, people would really hate him, man. And they'd accuse him for doing CGI, for using CGI when he performs miracles. They'd lie and say, oh, he made a man walk, but that man really faked that. He was a paid actor. They'd lie, man. They'd be lying about him. This world wouldn't love him. You'd have Vocab Malone would be a scoffer of Yahweh Shai. If he was on the earth right now, he'd be laughing. He'd be saying private eye for Yahweh Shai. Right? He'd be saying slavery in the USA, bro. We need to make a meme, bro. We need to do a comedy sketch. Slavery in the USA, bro. And be laughing about the slavery of Yahweh Shai's brothers and Yahweh Shai's sisters and Yahweh Shai's family who are Israelites. He'd be laughing at that. So he thinks he loves the Messiah. Vocab Malone does. He don't. If Yahweh Shai was on the earth right now, Vocab Malone would be mocking him. He'd be trying to come and follow him wherever he was and do a 1 minute. He'd have a long conversation and then they'd clip that 1 minute part and be trying to say, see, these guys are anti this and he's anti this and he's anti that. He's saying that he's really the chosen. He's a false. He's saying that he's the Messiah really, but we already know that I would step towards and lean towards more those guys being the chosen than you guys being the chosen. He'd be an ultimate scoffer of Yahweh Shai if Yahweh Shai was on the earth. Vocab Malone would, man. He'd be scoffing, man. Big time. And all these churches, they'd be scoffing. All these Sister Cherry Loves and all that. She'd be scoffing, man. She'd be ranting. I can't believe it. She'd be running her mouth, man. Chatting shit. With her big, loud mouth, man. You know there's a man somewhere around there with a pillow and a mattress, living on the roof, man. You know that? Verse 5, how is he numbered among the children of God and his lot among the saints? Because they don't think that our lives are going anywhere. They don't think that. They think that this is a joke. They think that the Bible's dead. They think, man, that's dead, man. You know it's been changed, right? That's what they think. What version is that? But there's too many versions. There's too many versions. That's what they say. Oh, there's too many versions. So which version am I to believe? Like, there's too many versions at the end of the day. But me, I do believe in something out there, but I just say it's the universe, and then you find out that the universe, what they're talking about, is really just their own demonic mind, and they're their own God. Because at one moment they think this, but then 2 weeks from now they think something else. So these people are funny, man. They ain't really got a thought process, man. 1 second, Salakia. Yeah, like I was saying, man, these people ain't really got a moral code that say that they don't believe in the Lord. Their moral code is whatever they feel on a particular given day, man. And let me end it with this. Let me end the lesson with this scripture here. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 13. Even so we in like manner, as soon as we were born, began to draw to our end and had no sign of virtue to show, but were consumed in our own wickedness. Verse 15. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm he shall protect them. Right? He shall take to him jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. So ultimately the truth is going to come from the most unlikely place, man. All right, and I'm going to end the lesson there. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.